Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Modi launches Semicon India 2025, says chips will be designed in India and made in India. PM receives India's first fully indigenous microchip. Rescue efforts intensify after over 800 people killed in quake-hit Afghanistan. Humanitarian aid pouring in, India first to respond. Venezuelan President Maduro warns US over naval buildup in the southern Caribbean and nearby waters, says will never bow to threats. Serbia protests hit 10-month mark as unrest continues, demanding snap elections over station roof collapse. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated the 4th edition of Semicon India 2025 in New Delhi. He also received the country's first Made in India semiconductor chip at the inauguration of Semicon India 2025 in New Delhi. Union IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw presented the Vikram 32-bit processor developed by ISRO's Semiconductor Lab along with test chips from 4 approved projects. Addressing the gathering, PM Modi said a defining chapter in India's semiconductor journey is unfolding with innovation and investment driving a new wave of growth. He added that today the world is ready to build the semiconductor future with India.
आज देश भर में प्लग एंड प्ले इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मॉडल पर सेमीकंडक्टर पार्क्स बनाए जा रहे हैं। इन पार्क्स में लैंड, पावर सप्लाई, पोर्ट्स, एयरपोर्ट, इन सब की कनेक्टिविटी के साथ स्किल्ड वर्कर पूल तक की सुविधा उपलब्ध है। और जब इनके साथ इंसेंटिव्स भी जुड़ जाते हैं तो इंडस्ट्री का फलना फूलना तय है। पीएलआई इंसेंटिव्स हो, डिजाइन लिंक ग्रांट्स हो, भारत एंड टू एंड कैपेबिलिटीज ऑफर कर रहा है। इसलिए इन्वेस्टमेंट भी लगातार आ रहा है। भारत अब बैकएंड से निकलकर एक फुल स्टैक सेमीकंडक्टर नेशन बनने की ओर बढ़ रहा है। वो दिन दूर नहीं है जब भारत की सबसे छोटी चिप दुनिया के सबसे बड़े चेंज को ड्राइव करेगी।
The Prime Minister also stressed that government is building a robust, resilient and sustainable semiconductor ecosystem in India.
भारत में सेमीकंडक्टर्स की सक्सेस स्टोरी किसी एक वर्टिकल तक, किसी एक टेक्नोलॉजी तक सीमित नहीं है। हम एक पूरा इकोसिस्टम बना रहे हैं। ऐसा इकोसिस्टम जिसमें डिजाइनिंग, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, पैकेजिंग और हाईटेक डिवाइस सब कुछ यहीं भारत में उपलब्ध हो। हमारा सेमीकंडक्टर मिशन सिर्फ एक फैब या एक चिप निर्माण तक सीमित नहीं है। हम एक ऐसा सेमीकंडक्टर इकोसिस्टम बना रहे हैं जो भारत को आत्मनिर्भर और ग्लोबली कॉम्पिटिटिव बनाए। फ्रेंड्स, भारत के सेमीकंडक्टर मिशन की एक और खासियत है। भारत दुनिया की मोस्ट एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजीज के साथ इस क्षेत्र में आगे बढ़ रहा है। जो इमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज हैं उनको भारत में बनी चिप से नई पावर मिले, ये हमारा फोकस है।
Also addressing the event, India's Minister of Electronics and Information Technology Ashwini Vaishnav said India's semiconductor mission began with Prime Minister Modi's visionary leadership and a razor-sharp focus on execution. He added that the world now looks to India with growing confidence.
Just a few years ago, we met for the first time to make a new beginning. Driven by our Prime Minister's far-sighted vision, we launched the India Semiconductor Mission. We collected together a team of globally renowned industry leaders, and we started the new journey with laser-sharp focus on execution. And here we are today. In a short span of 3.5 years, we have the world looking at India with confidence. Today, construction of 5 semiconductor units is going on at a rapid pace. Pilot line of 1 unit is completed, and we just presented the first Made in India chip to Honorable Prime Minister.
Every great revolution starts with a spark that spreads its energy.
Academia, government officials and students under the theme Building the Next Semiconductor Powerhouse. India's semiconductor journey has gained momentum under Semicon India program. So far, the government has approved 10 key projects including fabrication units, 3D packaging, compound semiconductors and assembly facilities. These initiatives are strengthening India's position in the global value chain, promote innovation. Over 280 institutes and 72 startups now have access to advanced chip design tools. 23 startups have been approved under the Design-Linked Incentive Scheme, working on chips for CCTV, navigation systems, communication, motor controllers and microprocessors. With this addition, India is taking strong steps in becoming self-reliant and moving closer to become the global semiconductor hub.
With launch of Semicon India program in December 2021, with a vision of positioning India as a trusted global partner in the semiconductor supply chain. This landmark initiative marked a turning point for India's transformation into a global semiconductor hub. DLI scheme empowers domestic companies with support up to 50% cost for chip design and 6 to 4% of net sales turnover, along with EDA tools, third-party IP cores and post-SI validation.
हमारा सपना है कि दुनिया की हर डिवाइस में इंडियन मेड चिप हो।
10 projects approved. These include Silicon Fab, Silicon Carbide Fab, and 8 packaging facilities producing 24 billion chips annually. With focused investments, policy support, and collaboration across industry and academia, India's semiconductor.
And India is making bold moves to become a global hub for semiconductors with government support, new chip fabs and growing international interest. At Semicon India in New Delhi, some of the world's leading technology players, including Dutch giant ASML, are taking notice. Our correspondent Mark Limburg has more from the Netherlands.
India is on its way to becoming a true global powerhouse in semiconductors. With massive government support, new factories under construction and international attention growing every day, the country is positioning itself at the very heart of the global chip industry. At Semicon India, India's premier semiconductor conference in New Delhi, leading companies from around the world, like Dutch technology giant ASML, have come to witness this rise and explore how they can be part of India's semiconductor story. India's ambitions are drawing attention worldwide. Market research shows that India's semiconductor sector could reach $55 billion by 2026, fueled by demand for smartphones, cars and data centers. As ASML told us, India is positioning itself as a strategic market in the global chip ecosystem. For India, having ASML here matters. The Dutch company is the only one in the world that makes the extreme ultraviolet lithography machines needed to build the most advanced microchips. These are the chips that drive artificial intelligence, electric mobility and the digital economy. ASML explains, together with our partners, we drive the advancement of more affordable, more powerful, more energy efficient microchips. That is why Semicon India 2025 is such an important platform. For ASML, this first appearance is about connecting with India's ecosystem and looking at long-term opportunities. As the company put it, Semicon India is the perfect platform to connect, collaborate and explore how to contribute to India's exciting growth. As India's semiconductor ambitions continue to take shape, the strong presence of international players like ASML underlines the world's confidence in India's future. From New Delhi to the global stage, India is no longer just participating in the chip race, it is setting the pace. Mark Limburg reporting from the Netherlands for DD India.
And with the aim to strengthen entrepreneurship development among rural women and accelerate the growth of community-led enterprises, Prime Minister Modi will launch Bihar Rajya Jivika Nidhi Sakh Sehkari Sangh Limited at 12:30 PM IST via video conferencing. On the occasion, Prime Minister will also transfer Rs 105 crore into the institution's bank account. The objective of establishing the Jivika Nidhi is to provide easy access to funds at affordable interest rates to community members associated with Jivika. Entrepreneurship has flourished among women associated with Jivika self-help groups over the years, leading to the establishment of numerous small enterprises and producer companies in rural areas. However, women entrepreneurs have often been compelled to depend on microfinance institutions, charging high interest rates of 18 to 24%. The system will operate entirely on a digital platform, ensuring faster and more transparent fund transfers directly into the bank accounts of Jivika Didis. To facilitate this, 12,000 community cadres are being equipped with tablets. Around 20 lakh women from across the state of Bihar will witness this event. And Singapore Prime Minister Lawrence Wong will be on a 3-day visit to India from today. This would be Prime Minister Wong's first visit to India in his capacity as Singapore's Prime Minister. He will also hold bilateral discussions with PM Modi on Thursday. Both leaders will review robust and multifaceted cooperation and set the path for future collaboration. They will also engage on regional and international issues of mutual interest. PM Wong will also call on President Draupadi Murmu. While External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and other dignitaries are also scheduled to call on the visiting dignitary. Singapore is an important partner for India, including in our Act East policy. During the visit of Prime Minister Modi to Singapore in September 2024, bilateral ties were elevated to a comprehensive strategic partnership. The visit coincides with the 60th anniversary of India-Singapore diplomatic relation. And a tiny digital receiver system based on a compact single board computer, or SBC, about the size of a credit card could now help us unravel the mysteries of the cosmic dawn when the very first stars flickered to life. Scientists believe this mysterious epoch holds the key to understanding the universe as we see it today. However, very little is known about the period due to a lack of precise observations. The first of its kind proposed space payload, Pratush, or the probing reionization of the universe using signal from hydrogen by a team from Raman Research Institute, is designed to unlock this mystery. It is a future radiometer in lunar orbit that will answer questions about the first stars formed in our universe. In keeping with space science's long-standing focus on low-mass, high-capability payloads, Pratush demonstrates how a compact controller can shoulder precision radio measurements. And the India Met Department has forecast heavy to very heavy rainfall at isolated places over Himachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand today. Red alert has been issued for Himachal and Uttarakhand, while orange alert has been issued in Delhi, Chandigarh, Haryana, East Rajasthan, Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Punjab, West Bengal and Odisha. Continuous heavy rains over the past 2 days have triggered landslides and house collapses in several parts of two hill states. In view of the rising water levels, the administration has urged people living near riverbanks to exercise caution. Meanwhile, efforts are ongoing to clear roads blocked by rain and landslides in the hilly areas of the state. In light of the warning, Uttarakhand Chief Minister has directed district level officials to remain extra vigilant and stay on 24/7 alert. Well, Jammu and Kashmir also remain in the grip of incessant rain, causing landslides in hilly areas. All schools in the Jammu division of J&K will remain shut today in the wake of the adverse weather advisory on Monday. The Met Department has forecast generally cloudy weather for today and tomorrow, with 1 or 2 spells of light to moderate rain, thunder at many places. The Jammu-Srinagar highway was again closed for traffic. North Indian state of Punjab also remains in the grip of flood fury that has claimed 29 lives so far. The floods have affected more than 94,000 hectares of crop area in the state. PM Modi has spoken to Punjab Chief Minister and assured all help in dealing with the flood situation. In Medak, Telangana, swift action by the National Disaster Response Force prevented a tragedy when they rescued a man stranded on the roof of his submerged car in Ghanpur. The quick response ensured his safety and underscored the dangers of driving through flooded areas. The NDRF's timely rescue came just in time, as officials warned that even a few minutes' delay could have been fatal. Authorities urged residents to avoid driving through flooded stretches, cautioning that water currents are often deceptively strong and dangerous. In Uttarakhand's Rudraprayag district, a joint search and rescue operation was conducted by NDRF, SDRF, DDRF and local administration at Chanagad village following a recent cloudburst. Teams cleared debris and facilitated safe movement for residents. Despite thorough efforts and site assessments, no victims were found and the operation was called off with the consent of District Disaster Management Officer. Authorities continue to monitor the area for any further risk. In flood-affected parts of Punjab, NDRF teams evacuated 369 people to safer locations. They also assisted the civil administration with relief distribution and provided medical aid to those affected. This coordinated effort helped deliver timely assistance and ensure the safety of vulnerable communities amid ongoing flooding challenges. During the Shri Mani Mahesh Ji Yatra in Himachal Pradesh's Chamba district, an NDRF team safely evacuated 125 stranded individuals, including shopkeepers, locals and pilgrims from Donali to Hatsar. The rescue ensured their safe passage through difficult terrain. The NDRF continues to assist and safeguard devotees throughout the Yatra, working closely with local authorities to manage large crowds and challenging conditions. All right, we are slipping into a very short break. On the other side, more stories. Keep watching DD India Live.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. A massive rescue operation is underway in Afghanistan following a powerful 6.0 magnitude earthquake on Sunday that has left more than 800 people dead and over 2,800 injured. Rescue operations were carried out in 4 villages in Kunar on Monday. The authorities stated efforts will now be focused on reaching more remote mountain areas. India was among the first to respond to the earthquake in Afghanistan, with Prime Minister Modi expressing condolences and offering humanitarian aid. Under its Neighbourhood First policy, India swiftly sent 1,000 family tents to Kabul for emergency shelter and is transporting 15 tons of food supplies to the hard-hit Kunar province. Earlier, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar also spoke with Afghan Foreign Minister Mavlavi Amir Khan Mutaqi, reaffirming India's support and commitment to further assistance. Britain too has set out emergency funding support for those affected by earthquakes in Afghanistan. Britain's $1.35 million assistance will be split between the UN Population Fund and the International Red Cross to deliver critical healthcare and emergency supplies to Afghans in the most affected regions. By channeling it through its partners, the UK government aims to ensure that the aid reach those in need instead of Taliban administration. Foreign Minister David Lammy, in a statement, said the UK remains committed to the people of Afghanistan, and this emergency funding will help our partners to deliver critical healthcare and emergency supplies to the most hard hit. Now, tensions between the United States and Venezuela have escalated in recent weeks due to significant U.S. naval buildup in the southern Caribbean and surrounding waters. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro accused the U.S. of using its naval deployment in the Caribbean to pursue regime change, while Venezuelan officials claim the buildup is a threat intended to justify potential intervention.
Humano, si tú le preguntaras a Nico, o sea, a mí, Nico, ¿qué mensaje le mandas tú al señor Donald Trump, que es presidente de Estados Unidos? Que busque la paz y en nosotros conseguirá siempre una mano amiga para la paz, con desarrollo, con independencia, con dignidad y respetando, no buscando un cambio de régimen. Presidente Donald Trump, la búsqueda de cambios de régimen está agotado y está fracasado como política en el mundo.
U.S. officials stated that the operation targets threats from Latin American drug cartels, aligning with President Trump's broader agenda to combat drug trafficking, curb migration and strengthen border security. Moving on, tens of thousands of anti-government protesters marched again in Serbia with shielded riot police guarding the Belgrade headquarters of Serbia's President Aleksandar Vučić, who has threatened a major crackdown against those protesting his populist rule. The protest, led by high school and university students, marked 10 months since a concrete canopy collapsed at a train station in Serbia's northern town of Novi Sad, killing 16 people. The disaster ignited a wave of public outrage, with state corruption and negligence cited as a major cause. The protests Monday were held in the capital Belgrade and several other towns in Serbia. Let's now understand what are protesters demanding. Anti-government protests that started in November after a renovated rail station canopy in the northern city of Novi Sad collapsed, killing 16 people. Many in Serbia blame the tragedy on corruption-fueled negligence in state infrastructure projects. Following the disaster, Vučić and his Serbian Progressive Party stayed in power with a reshuffled administration. The student-led protests have since focused their demands on the need for snap elections instead of regular elections planned for 2027. In June, organizers had issued an ultimatum for Vučić to announce a new vote, a demand he rejected. Protesters are also stressing the need to ensure that elections are free and fair through several reforms, including a review of voter records, equal access to media for all participants in political life, and measures to prevent vote buying. Other requests also include reforming the education system, recognizing student bodies known as plenums as legal entities, ensuring fair wages for all education sector workers, and respecting the autonomy of universities. While Serbia is formally seeking European Union entry, and Vučić maintains a pro-European stance. All right, sports updates now. We'll start with US Open. India's Yuki Bhamri and SKV partner Michael Venus will be in action in the third round of men's doubles at the US Open. The India-New Zealand duo beat Gonzalo Escobar from Ecuador and Mexico's Miguel Reyes Varela in this second round. This marks the third time when Venus has reached the third round of the US Open, having previously got this far in 2014 and 2022. Venus has never gone beyond the third round in New York before, but he'll achieve that feat if he and Bhamri can defeat the German duo of Kevin Krawitz and Tim Puetz in round of 16 on Tuesday. Cricket now. Australia's ace fast bowler Mitchell Starc has announced his retirement from T20Is in order to prioritise heavy test schedule from late next year and the 2027 ODI World Cup. Stark played 65 T20Is and was part of the Australian side that won 2021 T20 World Cup. Stark's overall 79 2020 wickets currently puts him as second best for Australia. In his farewell message, Stark stated that he enjoyed playing T20s for Australia, but Test cricket is his highest priority. From mid-2026, Australia face a hectic run in Test cricket, including 3 away series, 1 home series, the one-off 150th anniversary match against England, and then an away Ashes in mid-2027. The ODI World Cup, which will be held in South Africa, Zimbabwe and Namibia, will start from October 2027. Well, that's all we have in this edition of DD India Live, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.